it was not worth it.
Yeah, sure.
I can't say that because in some ways it was worth it because going to prison made me a man.
Here we go.
Before prison, I thought I was a man. I thought I was a hard ass, and I was wrong.
Welcome to the FocalFlip podcast. Every week we take a deep dive into the mystery and stigma behind mental health and explore real-life stories of struggle and triumph. We aim to educate and encourage others as we bring together a diverse group of guests. From the streets to sanctuaries, classrooms to boardrooms, mental health does not discriminate, and neither do we. Prepare to laugh, prepare to cry, prepare to be changed. Let's get into it. All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the FocalFlip podcast. It's your boy, Mike. I've got an awesome guest today that I happened to meet by happenstance through work. This is my boy, Jason. Jason, how are you, my friend?
Good.
Good. We were chatting about down at the Northern Kentucky Bargain Outlet and down where the FocalFlip and North Star offices are. And you guys know I do a lot of recovery stuff because it's deeply personal for me. A lot of my rehabilitation and treatment programs I went to were ginormous for my sobriety and my recovery today. So every now and then when I have, or Brian would have customers coming down to the store, you know, we get to meet a lot of different folks. Jason's one of the guys that I met, and we share a similar experience in life and the fact that we were addicts and alcoholics. So, Jason, I know you may be a little bit nervous to join us today, but I, number one, want to thank you for coming out so we can chat and talk about kind of like what your life has been like, what it's like now, and just tell a little bit of the story. Sound good?
Yes.
All right. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 54. I've had a crazy life.
Yeah.
It started when I was young. Our families would always get together, like all my aunts and uncles, and they would drink every weekend. And us kids, we'd take bottles and sneak off and drink.
Yeah.
Nobody'd ever say anything. Like, they were all drunk too, so. Yeah, we just started partying early in life, and it just became a way of life.
Really? Really?
Yeah, we...
From this area?
Yes.
Okay.
I was born in Newport, and my mom, she was a single mom. She was only 16 when she had me.
Oh, wow.
And I was raised by, like, her and my aunts, and
yeah.
Then she got married. I guess I was like 2 or 3, and my last name used to be Bacchus, and the guy she married, he adopted me, and we lived right down on Richardson Road.
Okay.
And that's where the drama started in my life, because my mom wound up divorcing him and leaving me with him. I guess she felt I'd have a better life being with him than with her.
Yeah.
Because he lived next door to his parents. They had like a little farm. And
really? How old were you when this?
Probably about 4.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So at 4 years old was when you started staying with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got you. Because she thought it would be safer and a little more stable for you.
Yeah.
Based on what she was going through in her life.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. But that ended up not working out. It ended up being kind of the start of something bad, maybe?
Yeah.
And you don't have to go into details with these podcasts and stuff, too. You don't have to mention any names, any locations of stuff. Like, it can be very, somewhat generic too. But while you
Yeah.
can still share your story with it, because everybody in their life is going to make mistakes and have a chance to be rehabilitated and change their ways in their lives. So while people are not good people and maybe it left a terrible impact in your life, we know that they all had to go through their stuff too. And it's a bummer. But
Yeah.
but it sounds like as I'm starting to feel that this is where the start of kind of your struggle really was.
Yeah, well, he got into religion,
Okay.
and he kind of forced it on me.
Okay.
And it left a real bitter taste in my mouth for
Okay. Yeah.
religion, and it was just constant battle between us. And I finally wound up moving out when I was 15 or 16.
Wow. So you were with him from the age of 4 to the age of 15? Okay. Wow.
And I moved in with my mom, but she was in Chicago at the time. So I went to high school in Chicago, and it just got crazy from there because
Yeah.
I went from religion and rules to I had rules, but I broke them.
Well, yeah, you're moving to a big large Chicago is one of the largest cities in the United States.
Yeah,
There's a large population there.
I just started hanging out and partying and not going to school, and
Yeah.
it was just the beginning of a nonstop roller coaster of drugs, alcohol, just whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It was fun for me, and this went on for quite a while.
So were you, I guess, so rebellious by nature, but it seems like the gentleman that you were with for about 10 years was trying to give you a good framework, or was it just because religion's a good framework, but I think a lot of us that have gotten into it can see that there's humans that are behind it as well,
Yeah.
And so, we'll get into this a little bit later on as far as religion and spirituality, but so you were just rebellious with that person while they were trying to, were they more of like the Bible thumping type? Like, you cannot commit this.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? So I'm just curious.
It was always you have to live like this or you're going to burn in hell.
Okay.
And
it scared you?
Yeah. It put a lot of fear in me as growing up. I felt like everything I did that was a sin or whatever, that I was going to hell. So I felt like I was damned already because.
Oh, I get it.
I
get it. Okay. So you felt like because you thought and acted the way that you did that you were damned already. And if that's the way that you were being taught and you were going to be burning in hell if you were to commit sins and not, be forgiven or have forgiveness from it. So you were like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Yeah.
And it just left a real hatred towards religion for me for the longest time.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of folks it's been like that too. It's an amazing framework. I too had a bitterness towards religion, so I went through that as well. And I've come full circle now as far as my spiritual life, but that's interesting. Keep going.
Yeah, it was a Pentecostal church that we went to.
Okay.
It was right down there by the Grateful Life Center.
Okay.
It's not there anymore because they have an intersection.
Yeah.
But that's where the church was.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just felt like you couldn't attain what the Bible was saying you had to do, or what
just what the church and my stepfather like demanded of us, you know, like
Just didn't seem right to you.
no, like because when I was younger, he would party and like he'd give me shots of Jack Daniels once in a while, or he was growing weed outside.
Mm-hmm.
And one day he just started going to church and met a woman, wound up getting married, and it was like everything had to change. And it was,
that was gonna be hard. That was
yeah,
hard
it was
for
like night and day of no church to nothing but church.
you. Ooh, yeah.
And since he changed, I was supposed to change with him. And
Get it. There's your there's your conflict. Okay. There's your conflict. Okay. So you move out and you move in with your mom who lives in Chicago at the time.
mm-hmm.
And you're 15 years old. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's when some of the decisions started being made where you enjoyed partying pretty hard out there.
Yeah. It was a lot different than living in the church household. Like, yeah, it was like, I just, like, they would get mad and punish me, but not enforce the punishments.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't care. Like, oh, well, I'm going to get grounded.
Just do it anyways.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter at this point.
And
why do you think you were like that?
probably because of the way that I was raised earlier in life where I couldn't do anything. Like,
yeah, okay.
Because my stepfather, the one that raised me, he was always an enforcer. Like, he would beat me, like in the middle of the street in front of the neighbors, like, and it was his way or that was it. And
is he still around?
yes.
Okay. Are you guys okay?
We talk when we see each other, but other than that, I don't keep in contact with him or anything. Yeah. And he just lives right down the street.
Okay.
But every time I see him and his wife, they're always like, "Have you found God yet?"
Yeah.
You know, the end is coming, and you're going to go to hell.
Still?
Yeah. They're still like that.
Okay.
So I try not to keep in contact with them too much, but I stay sociable with them.
Okay.
When I see them.
Yeah.
And I think just the whole growing up with never being allowed to do anything, all the restrictions that they put on my life, that when I moved in with my mom, it was like, oh, I can change all this. And
yeah.
I started just going out and doing whatever, and high school kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You always want to experiment with something, and that's what I did. I experimented with everything, like drugs and alcohol, especially LSD.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of my favorites.
So, you're 54 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And you're sober today, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
1 year, 1 week, 1 day.
Let's go, bro. That's fire. Good for you, man.
Yes.
1 year, 1 week, 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. 54 years old, you all. Been sober for a year. Tell them what your longest stint of sobriety is.
1 year, 1 week, 1 day.
1 year, 1 week, 1 day, guys. Right there. So, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Because this is one of the things that I talk about a lot. Doesn't matter how old you are. and this disease and these decisions hit us and affect us for a long time until we eventually get beaten to a pulp to where we have to start taking ownership of stuff. And it doesn't matter how old you are, guys. You can do it at any time. You can change your life at any time. We're going to keep going into this story, and you're going to hear a little bit from some specific stories where you're just kind of like, what? And it's just to give you a taste of some of the things that people go through in life, and then what the work actually looks like when you're trying to get sober and change your life and not have to deal with a lot of the same types of patterns that we as people had made in the past, right?
Yes.
So, okay, so Chicago. All right. Well, that's one way to go ahead. One area to really get introduced to the drug game. That's for sure.
Yeah. I met a lot of people. I meet people. No matter where I go, any state, I automatically meet drugs, people with drugs, people using drugs. It's like a magnet drawn to me.
Yeah.
And no matter where I go in the country, it's like I can get drugs. Like, and it's always been like that. Like, I just meet the wrong people.
Yeah.
Well, the right people at the time, but the wrong people from.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. What did you enjoy about the feeling of drugs and high when you were using? Like, what was it that caused you to keep using those things?
I really don't know.
Like, is it that you just like the feeling? Were you trying to run from pain? Or was it just, this is the life?
I guess a little bit of all of it.
Okay.
I just like to get high and just, I don't know.
I guess you really didn't know anything different, did you?
No.
With it? Okay.
Like,
You just enjoyed that feeling, right? That euphoric feeling.
yeah, and I used to drink a lot when I was younger, and I black out so often when I drink.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I was always drinking to excess.
Yeah.
And the drugs, same way. I smoke weed all day long.
Yeah.
And when I was using meth all day long.
Wow.
And when I drink all day long. It just...
Yeah. Were you violent ever?
Yes.
Were you? Pretty violent?
I didn't really start getting violent until after prison. Prison changed me a lot.
Oh, okay. Let's go into that. So you've been to prison.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the thing, like, as we're talking to all of my viewers and listeners and stuff, I'll kind of like walk you back into some of this stuff so they can kind of get a little bit of the story. So prison time. How much time did you spend in prison?
Behind bars, I've done almost 10 years total. My first time going to prison, I did 60 months, and then I got out and then got another 5 years.
Okay, so you caught a charge, did 5 years behind bars. Okay, got out. How long were you out?
About 2 years.
Okay, caught another charge. Was it a similar charge?
No.
Okay.
The first one was a drug charge.
Okay.
The second one was child support.
Yeah, I get it, buddy. That stuff's expensive, man. So
Yeah. So the period after prison, the first time, like, after doing so long, I got out and I didn't care if I went back. Like, I had this mentality that my life was already
Done.
because I went to prison, and I just didn't care. Like, and the rules you live by in prison, you come out with those rules and you practice them on the streets. Like, don't let anybody disrespect you. And
Okay, let's go into this. Let's talk about this a minute. All right. So you caught a charge for drug trafficking.
yes,
Okay. I do know a little bit of the backstory on this one, guys. So this was in a different state where he ended up catching a charge for trafficking. Talk about what got you into like trafficking it instead of just being a user.
oh,
Because I mean, that's how you go to prison. So like there's got to be somewhat of a walk up to this in order to catch a 5-year charge where you serve 5 years behind bars, right? So I mean, there's some depth and some weight to that charge. Every state's going to be different as far as how they handle it, but actually serving that time behind there, hell yeah, it's going to change you being in prison for 5 years straight.
yeah,
Right? Because it's a whole nother game. And that's what I want you to kind of tell. And you don't have to go crazy in depth into it. But a lot of folks that I talk with and work with on a daily basis, I've been in the jails and stuff, never been arrested myself. I've always dodged the law, but I've been in there speaking, And so I kind of want people to understand or get a general idea of, when you go to prison, it's discipline. I mean, it's the greatest form of discipline, right? When it comes to like the decisions that we make and we get in trouble. So then when you're in prison, it's more of kind of like, what do you do with that time? When I tell everybody about mindset stuff, you have these gaps. What are you doing with that time, right? Well, in prison, it's a different world. It's a different life in there, isn't it?
yes.
It's completely different. So tell us about kind of what led to the trafficking charge without getting into specifics or names, and then tell us about your experience in prison.
Shit. When I was like 14, I watched Scarface, and like Tony Montana became my idol, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to be. Yeah.
Just because he was a hard ass?
I don't know, just everything about it. And I never came close.
Okay, good. Okay.
I never came close to it.
But you just like that. It looked...
Yeah,
okay.
And I saw it growing up with like my mom and some of my family. They dabbled in it a little bit. And it always looked appealing, and I don't know. It was just something I wanted to do. And I thought I could be good at it, but apparently I wasn't.
You got caught, dog.
Yeah, and
He said apparently I wasn't.
I never had piles of money, just, the dirt. I don't know. It was just one of those young dreams that,
Yeah.
yeah, it was not worth it.
Yeah, sure.
I can't say that because in some ways it was worth it, because going to prison made me a man.
Here we go.
Before prison, I thought I was a man. I thought I was a hard ass, and I was wrong. Until you go into one of those environments like prison or the military, and you get on, and I don't know, you're just living with a bunch of other people, and the rules and just the way things really are. Like, you see people getting murdered, and beat, and it teaches you respect, how to respect another person, and
As far as like prison, or like, what do you mean? Or as far as like the mob type stuff, what do you mean?
as far as just respecting other people, like their privacy, their moods, or whatever. Like, because you could just look at somebody wrong and you're getting stabbed up just for looking at somebody stupid. Like,
Jeez, was this a pretty maximum security prison with pretty violent offenders in there?
parts of it,
Yeah.
I did. Well, I enjoyed maximum security more than I did minimum, because the people in maximum
Nicer facilities.
No, minimum security was actually nicer, but the people and the way the guards treated you, maximum was better.
Wow.
Because in max they don't play games. Like, the guards don't mess with the inmates because they have to come to work every day, and the killers will kill you.
Really?
And like in minimum security, they're always like, the inmates are like, "Oh, he did it." They don't care over there.
Wow.
So I enjoyed max better, but I did every penitentiary in the state of Montana.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Whew.
And every penitentiary was different. The private prison that I went to, it was actually okay.
Wow.
They pretty much left you alone in there. And I had a bunch of good dudes I was in with, so we had a blast for real.
Yeah.
Prison's like camp.
Okay. Okay. Tell me more.
Everybody has their own little clique, and as long as you just do your thing.
Do you pretty much join that, find your clique like as soon as you get in there? How do you even do that?
When I first got there,
Because I've heard people say, it's by race and, a lot of these different ways. It just depends on the prison.
yeah,
I guess.
and I was told when I first got to prison not to join any groups, just to be myself and be real, and they would have my back. And if I joined,
Who would have your back?
the white people.
Okay, there you go.
But if I joined a group and something happened and I didn't join in with them, then
They would turn against you.
Yeah.
Whew, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Prison life, babe.
So I did my own thing. I met some good people in there. Some of them I'm still friends with to this day.
I bet. Yeah.
And
yeah, you meet. It's funny because you probably met people that have genuinely changed for the better, and some that have will end up there forever.
Yeah. Some of my friends, they're true convicts.
Yeah.
They can't stay out of prison. They feel more comfortable in prison. And I felt like that when I first got out of prison. Like, I didn't care if I went back. I just didn't care about anything, like, except show me respect. And your word is your bond. You say you're going to do something, you do it. If not, then
What?
You hit with a brick.
We got it good, y'all.
But that's how it was, and like,
isn't it funny how it always comes back to just respect?
Yes.
In every single thing we do in life.
Yes.
That's fascinating. That I'm taking that away from you. It's more respect. That's it.
Yeah, like, I practice my life now with respect for everybody around me.
You really do, man. I can attest for that. because we've chatted numerous times, and you've always been so respectful, so super nice, man.
Yeah, you just gotta be honest.
Yeah.
You know, that's if you're not honest, then there's nothing. Because like in prison, be honest. Don't try to pull something over on somebody else. Like everybody's got these little sneaky ways they do things, and
Yeah.
it only gets you into deeper shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you're honest and you just say what you mean what you say, and people will respect that, and you get more out of it than trying to be shady about stuff.
100%.
You know,
100%.
and it's.
But you didn't get honest until this last year, though, did you? Or were you always honest and you just kept doing things to get in trouble?
I try to be honest.
Yeah.
I've always tried to be honest. I do lie. A lot of times, I just don't tell the whole truth, you know? And I learned that that's not a way to do things either.
Good for you. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't just tell half a sentence and just stop. Like, you got to tell the whole sentence.
But it isn't easy either sometimes.
No, it's not. And it's taken me so long to learn that. Because I'll be telling you the truth, but not the whole truth. And
it's because you probably didn't want to tell the truth in the first place. So you started it by testing it with some truth, but then not telling it all the way through because you're trying to see how they receive it.
yeah, and
that's kind of a form of manipulation, but it's, a lot of folks are strategic with it, but it's also a defense mechanism. So, and it's because of the fact that when you can't be honest for so long, or you haven't been for so long, it naturally, it's going to be tough to just become brutally blunt,
and
it's a process.
It's hard to be totally honest with other people when you can't be honest with yourself.
Ooh.
And that was my big thing, because I never considered myself to be like the drug addict. I did drugs. I did a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
And like the people I'd sell to, I'd be like, God, they're such a junkie. And I would be using more than they would be.
Wild, isn't it? That's wild.
But, and it was just probably because of the things that people would do to get the drugs.
Yeah.
Like, I would always have a connection, and it was easy for me to get drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But people sell their soul. They'll sell their kids. They'll sell whatever to get
They'll
a
go
drug.
to any length to get it.
And I'm not going to say I've never done bad things to get drugs, stolen from people to get drugs or anything like that. But some of the things and the stories I've heard and the things I've seen, like, it's hard to imagine getting to that point in life where you need drug that much.
Yeah. Yeah. I was chasing for a while, and I remember going through withdrawals and the streets being dry. And that is a panic, man. So I never had to do anything crazy extreme. I have done some stupid stuff too, just to like get a quick turn for money, like back in the day, just so I could go and score, basically go and score a hit. But I've also heard of some of the stuff that people have done to do that. And, depending on the drug, especially, it's super powerful. It can literally put you in the grips of death. I mean,
Yeah, I was telling my mom a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I'm so glad I never got into the opiates and the heroin, because if I would have got into that, like, I can only imagine how bad I would have been.
Yeah. Listen, I know everything that you've been through. Now you're like, man, I'm glad I didn't get into those opiates. I'm like, I know everything you've went through already. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad you didn't either, bro. Thank God. I can't imagine if we would have dipped some opiates into this whole mess. Like,
Yeah.
boy. Yeah, no, good for you on that. That part, that sucks. Drugs suck, dude. Like, it's the most temporary euphoric cool feeling that absolutely destroys your life.
Yes.
It destroys your life. It compounds just like, practicing to become, a champion at something. Same thing. It compounds the same exact way, just in a negative fashion.
Yeah, and
Man.
since I've been sober, my life, it is so much better. I don't even know. I had a great time doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like, I could function. I'd be high as hell, but
functioning.
But now I don't even want to do drugs. I don't.
Let's go.
It's I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I know, right?
It's
hard, isn't it?
I have a great life and a fun life. Even if I don't do anything, I'm enjoying life. And
God, I love that. Yeah.
I never thought that I could have this feeling of peace and calmness in my life until I got sober.
Let's go, man. I'm so proud of you for this. This is dope. Because I didn't think it was possible either. I did not think it was possible because I didn't have anything. Nothing. And then I realized I didn't need anything. I just needed me.
And like,
And my higher power, which is God, Christ for me. Like, that's all I needed.
Yeah, before, like, when I was out getting high and doing this, like, I always needed this or wanted that. And now, like, I'm not getting high, and I still shop and do whatever, but I'm not constantly chasing anything, like, oh, I want this, blah, blah, blah. If I want it, I go buy it. Like, and I still have, like, money.
It's like I'm able to buy it, and I actually have money left over.
Yeah, like.
How weird is that?
Yeah, like, it's like, how do I still have money? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
even.
such a cool feel. I love watching you encounter this while we're sitting right here, just to go, like, to watch those epiphanies hit you still, to like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, think about it though, Jace. You're 54 years old, and you've had the longest stint of sobriety just this past year.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's going to be super exciting and refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
like, that's good shit, man. Like, that's good stuff.
I've been sober for this past year, but I didn't catch on to it until 6 months ago.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah,
So you've been sober for a year, but you didn't catch on to it until 6 months ago. Catch on to what?
6 months ago, I'm still in the mindset when I'm done with the program, because I went through GLC, inpatient treatment, and the whole time I was thinking, I get out of this treatment, I'm gonna go sell some drugs, do whatever, you know. This program is just a thing.
So you hadn't changed your mind yet.
No.
Wow.
No, I was there doing the program.
Just to check the boxes.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be in jail because my dad's health was bad. So I wanted to be out for that in case anything happened. But I still had all these thoughts. Like, yeah, I'm going to finish this program and I'm going to still get high if I want to. Like, just, I can control it. Just, you know, I know how to control it. I just don't let it get out of control like it used to be. Like,
Yeah, you're definitely an alcoholic than that.
and
We can fix, manage, and control anything. Can't we?
yeah,
Wrong.
and I have no idea where it came from, but I just woke up one day and slowly the thoughts were changing. Like, maybe I'll try to stay sober. And I don't know. It was some kind of spiritual experience, I guess.
Okay, so you feel like you had a spiritual experience, and like in recovery or in AA, they would call psychic change.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think it was going to AA meetings and hearing people talk and hearing other people's stories that connected with me. And something just, it was like a light switch.
Boom, clicked. Love it.
And I think actually it was, we get contracts in the center. You have to write and these things. And they gave me a writing for the 12 spiritual principles. And I started writing those honesty, open-minded, willingness, and love. But somewhere in those writings, I really dug deep into my writing and something clicked.
Wow. And this was how long ago? 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Good for you. Where were you at when it happened? Like, do you think? Like, just at the center?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing, bud.
And,
Amazing. Amazing.
Ever since then, like, my whole thought process has changed. And, like, I got my feelings back. Like, before I was a hard ass and I didn't care. Like, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, before I got this charge where I went to the center, I think I was on a suicidal path. Like, I didn't care about my health. I let my health go to shit. Wasn't controlling my diabetes, and
You're diabetic?
yes, and I wasn't doing insulin, and I just didn't care. I think I was trying to kill myself slowly, and I was just at a point where I just didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
And after going through this program and learning that I'm the problem,
Yeah.
and that just because I'm a functioning drug addict or whatever, that there is a problem there. Like, I was out of control.
Yeah.
And I never realized how out of control I was. And now that I look back, I'm grateful for AA, recovery, the people, the fellowship.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, without the new fellowship, like, I couldn't do it. If
Yep.
I was to go back and hang with my old friends and whatever, it'd just be another downward spiral. might as well just go ahead and get it over with after that.
Yeah.
Because,
Wow. It's a great story. Buddy, recovery did that for me too. Like, dang, that first year, man. Like, 'cause I had a spiritual awakening when I was in treatment. Mine happened to be in the behavioral health center. So, and when my psychic change happened, was the same thing where it was like, I had to look at me. None of this was going to get fixed. You know, here I am back in treatment like 30 days later, locked up in this place waiting for a smoke break.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like wondering why I'm here. And I too faked check the boxes. I was like, even with AA, I faked that 4-step. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that 4-step with you. I'll confess all this stuff in step 5. You know, bullshit, faked it. And guess what happened? I ended up back. And it's just amazing that you got to have that experience, because a lot of folks in the AA circle and in just in treatment and recovery and rehabilitation do get to encounter that. Sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's slow and progressive. But I'll never forget that morning in treatment for myself, because I immediately started on a 4-step inventory that next day. And instead of other people watching TV and putting puzzles and stuff together, I was just, like I said, I had to start looking inside. And damn, did I look deep. There's a lot of stuff, bro.
Yeah.
A lot.
This past year, I've seen so many people come and go. There's been a few that's already came and went back out and died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's brutal to watch.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
It is. And some of the people you think, oh, they're going to do good, like, they don't.
And they're right back out.
Yeah. And
Yeah. I know, I get it, dude. Trust me.
I'm sure everybody's surprised that I'm not back out. But
I think that's what would be kind of cool, is maybe like when you pop up on here and some of the folks, whether they have good memories or bad memories of you, but just to be like, hey, that's why we want to do this, Jason. Like, that's why, you know, I wanted to have you come out here. Like, it doesn't matter who we are, what skill set and stuff we have, but just the watching you come back in that store all the time, and then Brian introducing us, and then you to share little bits and pieces every time. And then like now you got your teeth, bro.
yes.
Yeah, like you got freaking awesome looking teeth. Like a lot of my friends and boys, I don't have good looking teeth, but just you're doing the work, you know, and it's not an easy thing to do, because especially when we're older, because we're sitting here like every time a year would keep going for me, and I was kind of messed up with all of my stuff, I would literally just think that, all right, that's just going to be another one. I'm too late to do this anyway, so I might as well just ride this out. This is the life that I chose. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I never
exactly.
thought the same thing that you just said, where I didn't think I could have peace. I didn't think I was capable of finding peace. I didn't think I was capable for Christ to love me, or the universe to love me, or I didn't think that was possible. I was too outward reaching myself too, and wanting to obtain that perfection, that got to be this way, can't be the other way. Well, my thoughts and everything were operating the other way. And so that's the whole thing, is we have all these kind of thoughts, and then we place actions to those thoughts. Then as time comes and all that stuff starts to compound, we have to have this process, like for what I call peeling the onion. For you, 53 years, you know, of I got to peel this onion. For me, I was 36 when I got sober, and I had to peel through several years of stuff. And I'm telling you, man, like I feel like once I looked inside, it's kind of like, you know, confessions in ways, or however way you want to look at it. It was like I had to look that stuff in the face and then die to it so I could move forward. But I just needed people to show me how to do it. And I didn't trust anyone. And that's like, even when I went into AA, I was like the guy that went in at first, like I shouldn't be in here, and stayed in the corner. I didn't put in the work. And then I hear you saying, I kept listening to stories. I kept coming back to AA. I think it was AA. I heard you say that. And that's why the old timers tell us to keep coming back. That's why. The more you show up, the better you're going to get, but the more you open yourself up to opportunity. And that opportunity in that circle is peace, love, grace, unity, service, recovery, you know?
Yes.
So like, I just think that that's amazing, because instead you 6 months in, you're going, yeah, I'm still checking this box, bro. I'm ready to go back out. But because you're still going to the AA, and then you found the similarities in what people in the circle said. And instead of you finding the differences and being negative towards something, you find the similarities, and then you compound and add the similarities. And then all of a sudden, it changes your psyche. It makes you think, hold up, maybe, you know? And so for you to have that moment and that spiritual moment, and then to say, okay, I had this moment, now let's kind of ride with it. That's dope. It's good for you. It doesn't matter how old you are, guys. Seriously, I don't care. I get so tired of hearing people tell me, like, well, I'm too old to do this stuff. I can't start over with these things. You can 1,000,000% start over. You can have nothing, okay? You can have nothing and have joy, peace, love, harmony, and go through the ebbs and flows of life, okay? It's admirable that you can sit here and after what you've gone through, because there's going to be one story I'm going to ask you about before we're done today that you are going to have to tell about, because it is. And I sat there yesterday going, what? You know? But anyways, I didn't mean to hijack your part, but I get excited about this stuff because people can change. I don't care. I understand that a lot of folks won't change. I get it, but people can change. Okay? And they do change. There's people that go back out and they end up dying in the streets. There's people who end up dying in prison, you know, doing all this stuff. But I'm telling you all, you can change. We have to want it ourselves. He has to want it himself. He started doing the work. People walked alongside him. Okay?
Yes.
And that is what is giving him the chance, just the chance to have peace. And that's been work for him to do. So I love it, man. I think that's awesome. I really do.
See, when...
Because you're 1 year into this sucker, man. Just keep doing all of that work. Because it only gets better. These guys, these wise, these old timers in AA, they never lied. They were right 100%, even every time I kept walking out of the rooms. Like I ended up coming right back in saying, yeah, you're right, George. Yeah, you're right, John. I get it. So, good stuff.
Yeah, I thought AA was a joke, and people were just going there to hang out and make friends, or
some people do,
or just be lonely. Like I didn't. But when I first started at the center, there was a guy graduating, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna go out, he's gonna go get high. But I saw him coming back up and picking people up and giving them rides to meetings, and I'm like, what the hell? He's still doing this, you know? And I tell him this all the time, like, he was my inspiration through the program, that the program might actually work. And now that's what I try to do. I go up to the center, like, the staff there tell me all the time, did you even move out? Do you want your bed back? Because the whole time I was there, I wanted to get out. I couldn't wait to get out. But ever since I've been out, I'm there every day. I'm giving people rides to meetings. I'll do a class. If they ask me to, I'll speak to whoever. And
that's awesome, man.
It's like totally different. Like going through the program, I never thought that I was going to want to go back up there.
Yeah.
But ever since I've been out, it's like I miss the place, I miss the people, and it's not even the same people because the place turns over so much. Like everybody in there's new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's just nice to be able to go up there, and my only hope is that somebody sees how I've changed, and it gives them the hope and the motivation to want to change.
Gosh, I love that. Dude, do not stop. Keep running with this stuff, bro. For real. The thing is like, it's interesting. It's like a get in where you fit in type thing, too. You'd also been institutionalized. So, with you being institutionalized and then going into a program like that, it is somewhat institutionalized. So, naturally, given your whole life story, given what we encounter when we go into these places, we get comfortable in there. And I'll never forget trying to come out of treatment. I was terrified to walk out of those doors, man. I didn't trust myself out in the world. I could trust myself with everybody else and everybody else's stuff, but I couldn't handle me, you know? And so I, too, would go back to the treatment center and I speak. And that is important to me. Lately, I haven't done it as much, and I'm going to be going back, but that's where everything changed for me, man. So when I walk out of there and I carry my mission forward in life, I always have to pay homage to the places and the people that have helped save my life. So that's cool that you do that. Honestly, that's very sobering and refreshing for the guys that work down there too, I'm sure. Because any of us that work in this line of business, when we see it, we'll look at people and say, they got it. They're going to do it. There's other ones where we'll look at folks and just say, they aren't ready yet. And that's devastating, because then sometimes I'll get a call that someone tried to take their own life, or they OD'd, you know? So that's cool that you're like, I can't wait to get out of this place, man. Like, that's how I was at treatment. Like, I'd be on the phone talking to family. I can't wait to bust out of this place. And then I'd be out there and I'd just be by myself with my thoughts going, now what? You know? And I think that's kind of the nice thing about AA and these recovery programs, NA, all this different stuff, is that it's that community, that support. And when you find those similarities where you feel comfortable in there, but then once you start to know that you can have a better life inside, like you're feeling that, and you want to go share it with everybody else.
Yeah, I wish I would have done it younger in my life.
Me too, buddy. I mean, I say it a lot. Me too. I really do. Can you imagine if we did? Think about it.
It'd be crazy, because
we'd have a whole different.
Life has been so good.
Yeah.
Being sober, like the way people treat you, and like when people find out that I've been sober for a year, they're like, "Oh, congratulations, way to go!" And I don't even know you, like congratulating me. Like,
yeah, man. But, so all that guardedness that you had for so long, that tough, calloused, Jason that was running around, it's got a sensitive side in there. There's a soft side in there. You can still be like.
Yeah, now I'm watching Bar Rescue and crying.
This has been a very cool story. I think you've got a bright future. I think that a lot of the guys anybody who's going to come in contact with you is going to get healthier. Sobriety is exciting, for real, and it's fun. It's fun, but it also is tough too, So I don't see you going back out, right?
No.
We always because I had, I always sit there and go, God, he's crushing this thing. But
yeah,
a lot of times when you have that psychic change, and you hang on to that and don't ever forget it, that'll help keep you sober too.
It's just a more fulfilling life now. Doors open up, and you don't even see the door there, and like I'll think something like, oh, I need this or want this, and then next thing I know, here it comes, just out of the blue, like from a total stranger. Like, how do you know? It's wild.
That's God showing up through other vessels, bro.
Yeah, and
He does it through other people. That's how.
I feel as long as I believe in karma,
Oh yeah.
big time, but living my life, being honest, open-minded, willing, loving, all that, it just comes back tenfold. Everything.
What you put out in the universe, you will get back.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
And it's so much nicer now. Not having to worry about looking over your shoulder for the cops or if you're going to get robbed.
Right.
Just anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Well, this is awesome. We've been going for about an hour. Before we hop off here, because that's some great recovery stuff. Because that's what we really want to drive home is, you're a juggernaut for recovery. Grateful for you. So I'm appreciative to have you as a friend now. But before we go, you got to tell this story. No names, no states. Tell us the situation. Tell us what happened. Tell us how bad it was. Because I'm telling you, he has some stories where you're just like, dude, I couldn't have dealt with anything like that. So you talked about your face. Let's start it with this way. About the way you talk and how your face is. Let's go with that. And then you tell us into it.
Some nerve damage here.
Okay.
Back when I was in the madness, so running with some crazy people. We were doing some crazy things, and it was, I guess we were all friends, and we became enemies.
Yeah.
And the one paid some other guys, and they wound up abducting me and torturing me. This side of my face here is because when I was kicked in the face, and I don't remember the whole thing because my mind won't let me remember, but they wound up throwing me in a van, driving me out of town, taking me into a garage and beating me for hours.
Wow.
And it was all over personal shit. Like,
And they leave you for dead? Or how did you?
I don't remember. I just remember being at somebody's house trying to clean the blood off. And this is before I even went to the hospital. But
Wow. Was this over drugs? You don't have to tell me what it was. I don't want to know.
Drugs, money, robberies,
Just a lot of bad stuff.
a lot of bad stuff, bad
something
decisions.
had come to a head.
Yeah, where you think you're friends with somebody and they have ulterior motives,
Yeah.
And it all just comes out, and you make threats and shit happens. It's just the way life is, and some people are just a little bit more out there.
Yeah, that's wild. How long ago was it when that happened?
This was in 2000.
2000?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there was a bunch of people that died.
From it?
They killed a few people, and
wow.
they didn't kill me. But
wow. No way.
Yeah. They're still in they're still in prison over
Yeah, wow.
other things. They didn't even get charged with the murders. Or they got charged but never convicted. But
Wow.
they're still in prison over drug-related crimes.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember you saying there was at one point like a triple charge, right?
Yeah, they cut the heads off of 3 ladies.
You were in with some very rough people then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Were you there, or that's just you knew that they did that? Was everybody in the same place? Or?
when they cut the heads off the 3 ladies, I was already in prison when that happened. But, you know, we were just a bunch of kids hanging out. We were
Yeah.
all selling drugs. But
Yeah, just clearly in the wrong, hanging with the wrong crowd.
yeah,
Right? Big time, right?
yeah, you never know anybody, like, for real.
Well, yeah, you just show up in states and drug people find you, remember? That's what you told me.
Yeah. But
Hopefully you don't have that magnetism anymore of that now that you're sober.
it's probably from being a Scorpio. You know how
Are you
that...
telling me I'm doomed?
It's either
right here.
it's either a good thing or a bad thing.
That's why I have a look, man, because I literally have my Scorpio right here, and then my nails and the cross right there, and then the broken infinity with the O and the C on FocalFlip there.
But yeah, Scorpios just attract certain people, and if you're doing good, you attract good people. If you're doing bad, you attract bad people.
Yeah, that's right. That, my friend, is the law of attraction in general. Mm-hmm. It really is. Well, I'm glad you're okay. That, yeah, I didn't know the other part of that story either.
Oh, there's a lot more.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. You're a lucky person to be sitting here in front of me right now. You know, you really are.
I am.
Was this like cartel type stuff? Potentially.
Yeah.
That's what I figured maybe.
And that, and I'm lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be alive, but I'm lucky not to be in prison.
Yeah.
I've done so much that I should never got out of prison, but
yeah,
I'm glad that they gave me the opportunity to be a human being.
Yeah. A contributing citizen.
Yeah.
That you get a chance to actually be a human again and not live the way that you used to live.
Yeah. Because, you know, I couldn't imagine never seeing my mother again, or, you know, having to see her behind bars the rest of my life. It's just my daughter, my grandkids. I got 4 grandkids.
4 grandkids, daughter, mom's a rock star.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Your mom and you ever talk about any of the past stuff, or you guys just?
Oh, once in a while.
It's like, hey.
It's like after I got my new teeth, my aunt came over and she's like, "Your mouth's still numb on the one side." I'm like, "That was from when I was abducted." She's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot all about that."
Well, that's awesome. So you've got some amazing family that's supporting you along the way too. That's
yes, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for my family.
Yeah, same here.
You know,
same here. Yeah, shout out family. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like your mom's been pretty integral in your recovery too. Are you going to spend time with her much, or are you guys?
I try to see her every day.
That's awesome.
I'm in a sober living, so I have to be home 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
So the other 3 nights, I try to stay
Well.
at mom's house, kick it with her, because since my dad died, like, I don't like her being alone. At least keep her company, even if we don't talk.
Yeah, sure.
Just being there with her, and being sober and being there with her, because a year ago, I spent time with them every week. I'd go out and spend a few days at their house, whatever, but I'd be high. Now it's just different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much different being sober.
It's awesome.
It's
a great life to live.
It's like a better quality of time.
Because you're present, Jason. That's why. That's my big thing that I talk about a lot. And I made this change myself, a commitment, and it was to be present, because I'm always fast paced, trying to people please, living in the future. And I was never living present. I was just a yes man, being fake. Period. I mean, good human being, but just overly committed myself.
Yeah. Now, like, I have zero stress in my life. I don't stress anything.
That's amazing. You can counsel me after this podcast is over, too.
I just don't let things bother me anymore, because what's the point? What is the point of stressing over anything? There isn't.
There really isn't, dude.
Now that I live like that, like, my days just, and whatever I need comes to me.
Yeah,
and
good for you.
Like, I'm actually living a good life.
Good
now.
for you, man. I love that for you. I love that for you.
I wish it for everybody.
And it's possible for everybody.
Yeah,
it really is. Like, there's really, really good people out there that'll walk with you through this stuff. For us that are sober, we are very excited for other people to get sober. So yeah, I'm proud of you. That's amazing. It's a really cool story. I think I love some of the guys that you're hanging out with. Jason is one of my friends. A lot of these people are really good people. And that's what we kind of try to do when we all hang out and talk, and is we want to tell our story to some more of the common folk that haven't gone through a lot of the same stuff, because you don't know it unless you've been through it. But the more that we kind of talk about it, I just feel like it'll help folks to maybe want to look into, hey, maybe I can get sober. Maybe I could do this. Because when you do, and then you stay sober, you put in the work, you'll get it back out, no matter what. But you have to put in the work. That's working for you. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're healthy. I love the new teeth. All this stuff is freaking awesome. Is there any other piece of advice you can give right now? I'm going to end on this. Just any piece of advice that you can give to anyone that's out in the madness now, that is really wanting to get help. Is there any kind of advice you can give to anyone who wants to make that change but feels like they won't be able to do it?
Yes, it's possible. It takes a lot of work. I would suggest treatment, inpatient.
Yeah.
And just really work a good program to the best of your ability, and it will work for you.
What's your best strategy of working a good program? How do you work a good program?
I'm not really a big book kind of guy.
That's okay. You don't have to be. That's all right.
There's a lot of good stories in there, but just practice 12 spiritual principles in your everyday life.
Okay. Absolutely.
That's what keeps me sober.
Yeah.
Is just honesty, open-minded, willingness. Those are the three top.
Yeah.
Be willing to listen to others and willing to change. Open-minded enough to listen to others.
Yeah.
And just be honest, but be honest with yourself, though. Be honest with yourself that you do have a problem and that you do need help and that you do want to change. And if you want those things, truly, you can do it. It's just, you got to put in the work.
Love it, man. Well, I'm really proud of you, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming out here today and telling a little bit of your story. Look forward to doing some stuff with you in the future, my guy.
Appreciate you having me.
Awesome.
I'm glad Brian introduced us.
Yeah, right? I know, me too. Me too. It's I've really enjoyed being down there at that office now. I've got to meet a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I too live in the present. I enjoy my conversations with everybody, and I try to make sure I stay that way, even though I'm naturally an anxious person. Now that part's been fun. So you being one of those folks, it's been kind of cool. The fact that we were just like, you know what, let's go do a pod, and that's kind of how I am with a lot of different people that I come across. The more I don't know if it's me vetting people, or it's just the more that I have more conversations with them and it develops a relationship where I'm like, yeah, let's go do this. So thank you for being willing to do that, because number one, it's not an easy thing to just go out and tell your story, especially when it's some of the stuff is kind of controversial or taboo or whatever, So just having the courage to come and do that while working your program too, and still respecting the program, I appreciate that. That's one of the things I was very scared of in doing and opening and starting FocalFlip was I am going to pay homage to AA. I don't care what anybody says. I know the rules, but I am going to give credit where credit is due. AA helped me. I had to go through multiple different treatments and see psychologists, all that stuff, right? But it helped me. So I have to pay homage to it, and I always try to stay very respectful as much as I can at the level of press, radio, and film, right? Mm-hmm. So I appreciate you coming out and then showing that respect, keeping anonymity good as well, so we can talk about that. We go to recovery and all those things, but we didn't have to talk about any places or any of that stuff. So grateful for you. Is there anything else you want to end on before we go?
Everybody go to Northern Kentucky Bargain Outlet and shop.
Go to the Northern Kentucky Bargain Outlet and shop. That's down where our office is at, down on Howard Litzler in Covington, Kentucky, or Latonia, Kentucky, depending on how you want to write it down. Yeah. But anyways, thank you for coming out. We're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Guys, we love you. We thank you for tuning in to my episodes. This is episode number 76, and we'll be dropping on a Monday morning at 7 a.m. So thanks. Hit like, hit subscribe. Check out the website, go to our social content, and interact with us. Engage. We love you guys. Brother, good stuff. We're out.
So, guys, you should like and subscribe and, hit that,
Okay,
I can't get it.
okay.
I'm not used to this.
Hey, guys, subscribe to my dad's video and just, like the bell.
Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell.
And stay tuned. Love y'all.
100%. Love y'all. We're out.
I love that.